All right, so here are my note cards. I have 7 of them. All right, so hi, my name is Jimmy Boso, and today I plan to persuade my audience on why children should be limited to the amount of screen time that they are exposed to. Children 5 years and younger today are now exposed to more screens than they ever have been before. This is due to things such as television, computers, iPhones, video games, and tablets. When it comes to screen time, you want to know that less screen time is going to be more positive and beneficial in a child's life. The less screen time they have, the more time they have to go and do other things, such as interacting face to face and going out for a walk. As an older brother, I truly believe that their screen time should be limited because it frustrates me to see my younger siblings constantly on their screens. Screen time should be limited because it's a lost opportunity in real time for a child. It can be very harmful on a child's growing up. And really, everyone should be limited. It's not just children. You, me, anyone, your friends, everyone should limit the amount of screen time they're exposed to because when you're limiting the amount you're exposed to, you're going to reap the benefits and rewards. So to get started, I'm going to go back over lost opportunity in real time for a child. If overexposed to screen time, a child is going to miss out on a lot of things, whether that's out on the playground interacting with another child face to face and communicating, going outside and riding a bike, enjoying the fresh air, or even exercise, running around, breathing in the fresh air, lifting weights, or reading a book. The amount of screen time that you're exposed to is going to reduce the time that you have to do those things. So by reducing the amount of screen time, you're going to have more opportunities to go outside and do things like this. Again, limiting the amount of screen time is also going to have a huge positive benefit on your mental health, your social well-being, as well as your physical well-being. So moving on, we're now going to talk about why too much screen time can be very harmful to a child. Research has shown that children use electronics more than anything today. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, an average of 7 hours per day a child uses an electronic. To me, that is just way too much time spent on electronics. And too much time on screens is going to result in things such as not sleeping, bad grades, or a higher risk for obesity. These were the results that the American Academy of Pediatrics found. And now the Joan Gans Cooney Center did a survey, and they found out as children get older and are exposed to more and more screens, the less they are willing to use those screens for educational activities. So to better explain that, let's say you have a 4-year-old who first gets an electronic, like a leapfrog. They're going to use this for educational purposes. As they get older, 4, 5, 6, once they hit 6, they're going to be exposed to more and more screens. Yet the educational activities that they were doing are going to start to reduce. So as the child gets older, the more and more screen they are exposed to, the less and less educational activities they're going to use it for. And this just really leads into why everyone should limit screen time, why parents should limit screen time, why you should limit screen time, why I should limit screen time, why your friends should limit screen time. Everyone should do it. Screen time affects a child's ability to interact, play outdoors, learning to create things, and enjoying time with the family, like going on a picnic. You need to be there to do those things because sitting inside cooped up all day on a screen, that's no way to live. You need to experience real things like enjoying time with your family, interacting face to face, and playing outdoors. And the result, if you don't, is going to be, again, being overweight, sleep deprived, and just not as ready for school. It can also lead to inattentiveness and also aggression. So in order to fix this, you're going to want to set screen limits. Limit the amount of screen time that whoever it is that you are limiting can use. So to start, you're going to want to agree on a basic time rule. So let's say you have a child and you don't want them on screens as much. You're going to say, okay, you can have 1 hour a day where you can be on electronics. You can have the other 23 hours to sleep and do other things, but that 1 hour you can be on electronics and that's okay, but no more than 1 hour. But when doing this, you also have to be a good role model. So let's say I'm a father and I have a child who I limit. I have to myself do the same. I have to limit myself. If I say 1 hour to a 4-year-old, I have to limit myself to 1 hour. So there's another thing you can do to limit screen time, which is during meals, just turn off all electronics. Put your phones away, turn off the television, turn off the radio, and enjoy interaction face to face with your family members or whoever it is you're dining with. Another thing you can do is right before bed, you need to avoid using screens for up to an hour before, because if you don't, you're going to be up all night. It's going to keep you up. So turn off the screen an hour before and limit the screens that are in the room. If there's no screens, there's nothing to pay attention to, and you'll be able to fall asleep easier. And when replacing the screen time, you want to use healthy activities. So instead of being on a screen, you might want to go for a walk or sit in a hammock, ride a bike, go for a kayak ride. These are all things you can do, but you need to replace it with screen time or limiting the screen time. So it's definitely very important to limit the amount of screen time that you use. This is because the more screen time that a child is exposed to, the less time they're going to have to go outside and do other things such as that. So screen time should be limited because children are going to have less interaction in real time. It's going to be overall very harmful for them. And really just everyone who has a screen should limit the amount of time they let themselves exposed to it. So what you need to remember is that when you're limiting screen time, you need to do it yourself and you need to be prepared always. So with the screens, you need to find activities that you can do, such as going on a bike ride, running. These are all very different options that you can use when it comes to replacing screen time. Thanks.